Gentlemen with gentle hands, you might be wondering, well, how much money did you lose today? Read the thumbnail and the title. I lost $3,156.20. First off, I want to say this. Why is it that every time I win a trade, I get a bad fill on contracts? I'm risking 1,000. No, you're risking 800. Then I take a loss. Oh, you're risking the full 1,000 now. La boo boo. Let's get into the day. This is what happened. This is what I saw. This is what I wanted to see. Going into the day, I was obviously extremely bullish, right? Why? Obvious micro bar model, whatever language that was in, right? You can see it clear as day. I saw it on this level. I said, okay, from all-time highs, it looks like we could have a market maker buy model all the way to all-time highs. Now, we do have a new week opening gap that was slightly touched by ES, but again, new week opening gaps like to be filled completely. So maybe there is some potential in that. But I'm bullish until proven wrong, not only because of all-time highs, but also because we are obviously disrespecting bearish gaps like this, and we are respecting bullish gaps like this. That is inverse, that is ICT 101, right? So theoretically, these lows should be protected. So now we go into the day. Also, newsflash, I took a short! What? Continuing on with the day, I'm not upset, you're upset. This is basically why I was bearish after this. We created an SMT inside of a 30-minute intermediate high. We are in a 30-minute gap, and then we had insane displacement going into the day. Keep in mind, 9:30 is right here at the gray line. So now we're continuing on with the day. Okay, great. Congratulations. At this point, we are dumping. We are dumping. We are dumping. We're hitting 30-minute gaps. We're hitting 15-minute gaps, and we are just blowing through them completely. Completely blowing through them. Now, eventually, we do hit this 30-minute fair value gap, and this is where we start seeing crazy rejection. This is honestly really good rejection out of the most discounted 30-minute gap in the leg. This is the type of stuff that you want to see. The fair value gap that is created after a manipulation is extremely strong. So the fact that we went down here, we went into discount 50% of the range, we hit this fair value gap right here, it shows incredibleness. My dog is barking. He weighs 4 pounds. He's not saving my ass. I might as well keep recording. But we get really good reaction. But then I saw this. You might be saying, Clay Baby, what did you see? I saw us chopping, and I blow your house down. I see this. I see us make a 15-minute fair value gap. The reason why I'm not going over the beginning of the trading day, there's not shit, bro. If you took anything in this, there was no IFVG trade you could have taken. Absolute falling knife structure with this amount of displacement, right? Keep in mind, almost 200 points, 192 points. We have an extreme dump. Then we're chopping around. It's accumulation, right? This right here is accumulation. Then what do we have? We have our obvious manipulation at exactly 10 o'clock, exactly when the 15-minute fair value gap opens. And then we get this trade right here. If the candle's going to go. Not only did we get our inversion all the way up here, right? The Big Daddy Drake wiener. Yeah, bro. We got a Big Daddy Drake wiener, but what else did we get? We got a CISD entry. Now, why did I not enter until the CISD entry? Well, because I wasn't completely sold on bearishness, right? This is a 30-minute intermediate low, right? Which means it is high resistance, but then we chopped around, created LRL, had perfect 10 a.m. manipulation, and then I got not only an inversion, but a CISD entry, correct? Correct. Yeah, we're getting good at this. Why don't we start being profitable then? And that's a comment to myself, right? That's a comment to myself. But anyways, we had everything we wanted. Now, what is the problem with this trade? Well, keep in mind, bro, I said it myself. We were in a 1-hour market maker buy model. And so what does that mean, Clay Baby 386, Mr. Cash? Mr. Cash, what does that mean? What it means is that we have to stop being dumbasses. The lows inside of market maker buy models are protected. Notice in the drawings that these lows right here don't get reswept, bro. A market maker buy model is not this shit, bro. A market maker buy model is not this shit. That's not a market maker buy model. These major lows, these major manipulations in these ICT kill zones, 3 to 5 London session, midnight, 8 to 10 Asia session, whatever. Asia doesn't even do shit. It just accumulates half the time or dumps randomly in one direction. Fuck Asia session. Shouldn't have said that. And I'm a man of God. I'm wearing the cross around my neck. I need to stop cursing. But anyways, we're in a market maker buy model, so of course it makes sense, Cash. Like, of course not. Of course you're not going to get traded back to this 30-minute intermediate low. But I just like the structure. I like the dump. I like the manipulation. This trade is not horrible, but it is not ideal. One thing I have to realize is that I have to avoid, right? Avoid 50-50 conditions. Right, and what do I mean by 50-50 conditions? This setup mechanically checks off every box I've ever seen in my entire life. But what's wrong with it? It does not line up with the high time frame. Now, yes, it is perfectly mechanically valid, and this trade will win sometimes, especially with the CISD. I was patient. I was doing everything I've talked about in the last week or two in my trade recaps, right? I've been locked in. I waited for more confirmation. I got the confirmation. It was also a 1 minute change in the state of delivery, really good reaction off the 15-minute fair value gap, and we had draws lower, including this 1 hour and this daily. And that's another thing, bro. We were extremely bullish because of this daily fair value gap that we filled almost completely and then showed great reaction out of. But I took this short. I would not have taken it as a 5-minute. I took it because it was a 15-minute and because all the reasons that I've listed 8 times in a row, and I'm coping now. But the main thing wrong with this trade, this is a mechanically valid trade. This trade will play out, but Clay baby 386 maybe. Why didn't you look at ES? Notice ES is extremely bullish. ES had mitigated and IFVG'd a 5-minute fair value gap. The reason why I didn't care about this, bro, I saw, oh, okay, yeah, bro, like nothing's perfect, you know, like nothing's gonna be perfect, but at the same time, look at the 1 hour. Oh, you just hit a 1 hour rejection block. I don't know shit about rejection. I don't know shit about rejection blocks. What am I doing? Coping, bro. And that's why I just need to stick to my rules, bro. It does not get harder than this when you make it hard. If we are bullish on the high time frame and we have reactions out of all right, can we get back to M&Q, bro? What are we doing? And then we get reactions like this, bro. This 30-minute rejection wick is crazy. And on ES, bro, look at it on ES. It is even crazier, right? I have to be cognizant of these rejection wicks, right? Because what I can't be doing is getting caught up in these big manipulation moves. This literally goes against ICT. The entire concept of ICT is basically reverse thinking. When people think it's going to go down, that is actually manipulation and it goes up. That's what happened to me, bro. It was going down a bunch. I said, oh, okay, we're just going to keep going down. But it was actually the manipulation. And I have to remember the fundamentals of ICT concepts, correct? Yes, bro. And this is eye-opening, bro. I'm having revelations, praise God. It wasn't a bad setup. I know profitable traders that took this setup. The thing for me is that it was simply against the high time frame, and ES really wasn't in a spot to go along with this trade. If you are going to take a trade that is 50-50 like this, which it is, right? Because based off of market maker buy models and stuff, we should not trade back to this level. If we are, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Don't take it. If it's a 50-50 trade and ES is super bullish, bro, don't take a trade and don't start relying on concepts you don't know in order to make the trade work. So that's basically it. This was a difficult trade. I know a lot of people that took L's on this. If you took an L on this, it is not a horrible trade. You just have to think about bullishness. You have to think about manipulation legs. And you have to think about high resistance, highs and lows. This was a 15-minute cont trade off of an SMT at a 30-minute intermediate high. It was trading high resistance to high resistance, which I do not like. And that's why you can see this SMT. This does make it high resistance. Yes, this is also high resistance, but it's not high resistance in a market maker buy model. SMTs, bearish SMTs and market maker buy models only correct imbalances for the most part, bro. This is not how you're going to get your big 800-point swingers, bro. It's not happening. You get it from manipulation down and going with the trend. This SMT doesn't matter, right? And price proves that when it blows its back out like it's freaking, like it's some freaking I don't know, bro. Some joke. All right. I was going to say some joke, but I couldn't think of one. And these lows inside micro maker buy models are going to be protected, bro. They will be protected. And then it's going to seek out liquidity, bro. It's going to seek out liquidity. You're going to be here. And then that is the completion of the market maker buy model. And then what do you know? We get a correction, right? Probably a great trade in there. And then eventually we continue up because we're at all-time highs. This is stuff I have to remember. I have to make sure that my take profits are always low resistance, or at least that my stop loss is indestructible. Based off of that 30-minute wick and based off of all the manipulation we had, it was not proving enough to take a trade. It was a 50-50 trade, and ES was extremely bullish. Now, if ES also manipulated inside of a gap, had a reason to go lower, then yes, it makes it better. And this trade was not bad, but if I truly want to be profitable, I have to be taking good trades exclusively great trades. And that is what I need to focus on. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, like, comment, suck it, etc. And that's more, suck it's an acronym, YouTube. It doesn't mean what you think it does.